totally and brutally honest here. Sean Corbin makes Valerie Brudov look like Ivan Drago. It's as simple as that. He's beat what's in front of him tonight. He faces me. He's going to visit mental demons again. And let's get something straight. Come to me, mate. You come to me. Next time, ain't no judges going to be needed. I'm going to do worse than Kovalev. I am going to do worse than Kovalev.
On Saturday night, mate, you better hold it together. I'm going to smash it near you to pieces, mate. I'm going to hit him. When he gets in the ring and we get 10-ounce gloves on, I'm going to smash his head to bits. I'm going to do it November the 30th against all odds. No matter what people say, the journalists write what you want. All as I'll say is tune back in and then look at me on December the 1st when I am world champion. It's as simple as that.
I'm willing to die in that ring. It's as simple as that. I am willing to die. I'm willing to die, Saturday. Is he?
You fucking rat!
Let's move on to Bellew of the Weeks. Ozzy's still with us, so is Gabe, Andy and Rob. Quite a few. Yeah, people have been sending them in all over Christmas. So if I miss any, well, who cares really? If I miss any, that's the way it goes, you know what I mean? Sometimes people send me these Bellew of the Weeks and you read it and you have to get the context, you have to like flick up like loads of a thread and stuff. To be honest, lads, sort of started dropping them ones, you know what I mean? Unless it sort of fits on one page, it's not really what we want because it doesn't lend itself to the audio medium, you know, to read them out like that. So I've had to drop a few. Anyway, Danny Robson sent the first one.
You've got to read like 8 tweets before you get to the punchline, you know.
Ah, exactly. And by the time you get there, you're sort of working out who said what and all that. It doesn't really work. So apologies if I've dropped any that I shouldn't have done. Danny Robson said name and shame. James Kinney, the judge from last night, Jesse Hart, giving him the 95-94 win. Disgraceful, we all agree on that one. Iceman Scully, I didn't watch the fight last night, but just from here, Showtime Boxing should be ashamed of themselves for daring to pass this off at Dougie Fisher. Of course, they're talking about Clarissa Shields, titles in 3 different divisions, fewest fights up against the likes of Tanaka, Lomachenko, Fujioka, all those boys. Anthony at Ant Lydon 100 has recommended that one for Bellew of the Week. Dominic has nominated Lance Pugmire. Jose Ramirez, the Athletics Boxing Person of the Year, for his persistent work to improve the lives of Central Californian farmers. It isn't about the life of partying like Josh Taylor. He's a devout blah blah blah. He then went to lane on Josh Taylor while nominating Ramirez for the Athletics Boxing Person of the Year. Nominated for that
see
one.
That guy, man. I mean, see, for a proper journalist, right, to come out and say, I'll take Ramirez, know the person that's been in police custody. I'm like, dude, you know, you're a proper journalist. People subscribe to your bullshit or subscribe to your work. Right? You got quite a fucking big profile. That was a bit like Dan Raphael dogging David Hay, pulling out against Vladimir Klitschko all the times and stuff like that. I remember that clearly as well. He was dogging Hay on Twitter the day of the fight. Don't pull it now. There's heavy rain forecast and all that sort of shit. It's just like, you know, leave it to the likes of us to fucking dog them. You're fucking meant to be a proper guy with all the proper sources and stuff like that. Okay, so just fucking leave that shit to us. I just thought that was weird.
Absolutely, Lance.
We're the real doggers.
Nominated.
Yeah.
Rob, literally out dogging on a Sunday evening.
You're going for Joe, baby.
Sean Stevo's nominated Joe Selkirk, once a prospect. Selkirk now says, corrupt slag police, backward politicians, nonsense terrorists, them horrible wild animal killers, the freaks who think they're not a boy or a girl can all go to fuck. I'm not watching any more documentaries this year, says Joe Selkirk. I don't know what happened to his boxing career, but he's having a great time over on Twitter anyway. Prince Patel has been nominated. Not sure who's nominated him. I think it was Declan Graffin, actually. Prince Patel tweeted out, I got awarded Knockout of the Year for 2019. If given a fair chance and I let my hands go, I would be knocking out guys violently on TV. Well, this was the UBO 2019 Knockout of the Year. And the last time he got an opportunity, Rob, on Channel 5, he lost nearly every round against that Colombian fella. So basically, Patel is talking shit again.
Yeah. It's conspiracy against them, man. They don't want to see the Pan-African champion shine, you know what I mean?
You know, I hate to bring up tragic because, you know, tragic usually kind of terms like a child's got cancer or someone's been killed by a car, but that was fucking tragic what they did with that fucking Prince Patel, by the way. That guy's career is an absolute fucking charm. You know, fuck's sake, go and look at it. It's just an absolute fucking mess.
Well, he tweeted in Eddie Hearn, so you never know, he might be appearing very shortly at a venue near you.
Fucking stupid. Fucking can he be, man?
I might send him out for a lift.
I know Eddie. Well, hang on, Eddie might make him against.
He can't say with Hearn. He can't exactly. Can't say with Hearn. What if Coogan caves his head in? Can't say what happened. Who was a dangerous
Gave
man?
you-
Cave his head in.
Give you a full heading.
They could put him against
mad.
Coogan on. They've put friggin' worse comedy fights over the last few years. They could stick that on, couldn't they? Like a YouTuber's scrap. There you go.
Well, they've got,
Make it happen.
got a few coming up.
Oh no, yeah, there's another one coming up on the 30th of January, isn't there? There's another Bellew of the Week coming up as well from Barry White. Nominated Nick Walsh, who said David Allen versus Tony Bellew 2020. Nice big payday for you, Dave, and you'd smash him. Yeah, everyone wants to see that. Marshy Lee, Boxing Brave, has nominated Gareth A. Davis. Come on, Eddie Hearn, get Special K. Brook a huge £154 world title fight in the USA in 2020. Kel talking to me about this now on Talk Sport. What is this shit, says Boxing Brave. Wasn't Brook a mandatory for one of Heard's titles when he was a champion? Yeah, they also said he was the best fighter at 154 as well. Don't believe what you hear. Nick Pete, he's from a rival podcast, has been tweeting out to Tony Bellew, reminiscing of the time Bellew beat Macabu over in Goodison Park. Great night that was. Mark Jules has put out his wish list to Eddie Hearn for 2020. He's been nominated from Ryan Younger. My wish list for 2020: number 1, Dillian White gets a WBC title shot. Number 2, Anthony Joshua versus Pulev. Number 3, Joseph Parker versus Usyk. Number 4, Anthony Fowler versus Fitz at Preston North End. Get on it, everybody. Number 5, Callum Smith versus Canelo. And number 6, Billy Joe Saunders versus Triple G. That's a good list there, Andy. His wish list for 2020, he doesn't ask for much, this fella. Joshua against Pulev. Flip me. What the fuck do you want to see that for?
That's a fucking basically a mandatory keep busy fight for someone who's supposed to be in the top 3 division. Fucking Pulev. I mean, fucking, I watched his fight with that. What do you call it? Who's the fucking guy that he got badly cut and he tried to winch your ass off the fucking interviewer? Forget who it was.
Was it Bogdan Dinu?
Big Bogdan
Dino,
Dinu, that's who
wasn't
it
it?
was. I watched that fight. I mean, I tell you what, I like that fight actually. I think Pulev might bring it because it's definitely his last chance, and he's a bit crazy as well. But again, it's going to depend about Joshua turns up as well. If it's going to be the shitty scared one that fought Andy Ruiz the second time. Joshua won it. I'm probably stop him late and stuff. But that fight is nowhere near my fucking wish list any fucking time, either this life or the fucking next life. What was the other ones that he picked?
Let's have a look. He wanted Dillian White to get a world title shot, and he wants Anthony Fowler against Fitz at Preston North End.
Right, that is a guy who is clearly a Matchroom supporter. And his probably fucking name's Dave with fucking like 2375915 after his fucking user tag as well. Fucking bot.
Block the bots. Mark Lovell has nominated former Australian heavyweight champion, Commonwealth challenger, Big Bob Mirovic. Carl Froch talks about flat earth. Bob Mirovic is asking questions about world population. He doesn't believe there's 7 billion on the planet. He's putting up graphs as well. Bob Mirovic keeping himself busy since he retired. We had another one actually coming from someone. I think it was Jed Kleemer nominating Chris Eubank Jr. I'm just reading this off the top of my head, for getting his hair cut even though he has like a tattooed hairdo or something. We'll nominate him for that anyway. It's in Conor Benn beard territory. We're always a big fan of that. Vegas Matty has been nominated by Matt Simpson89 over on Twitter. Shout out to Floyd Mayweather, says Vegas Matty, for being nice to me earlier today when I was snapping a photo of him. Won't say where it was, but he politely asked me to delete it, and I obviously obliged. Thanks for not punching me in the face, champ. So does anybody want to guess where... We haven't got the answer. Anyone want to guess where Floyd Mayweather was when Vegas Matty took a photo of him? Enough for Floyd to go over and say, would you mind deleting that, please? And Vegas Matty said, yes, of course I will. I wonder where Floyd was. Wouldn't it be interesting to speculate what establishment he was taking part in, Rob? Where do you think Floyd was, eh?
Who knows what Floyd is, the guy who said that, as Tayabu said, having one woman is having like no women. So he could have been in one of his establishments that he frequents. He's giving away iPhones like madman. You want to get on that Instagram? He's fucking flying iPhones out of it, and $500 cash donations for following social media outlets, which is definitely not some kind of pyramid scheme that he's working on now for cash. Like, he's a fucking madhead, isn't he? Like,
absolutely. An evening with Yusuf Mack was going on at the Tropicana. Not saying anything.
who let the dogs out?
Leave it in the
my
ring.
ass and call me Bobby.
Shout out to Devon Alexander. I was trying to get him on the pod, but friggin' hell, I think we'll just leave that one there.
Oh,
Box Hard Podcast. Yeah, my God. Box Hard Podcast has nominated Michael Buffer. Sharon Stone was apparently tweeting out saying that someone kicked her off some dating app. Michael Buffer jumped in and said, Sharon, don't worry about it, as I have the perfect date for you. My brother Bruce Buffer. He's handsome, famous, intelligent, travelled, witty, worldly, athletic, well off financially, perfect age for you, and available. Just Google him for info and history. At Bruce Buffer, hashtag it's time. Who the hell is running this Buffer account? What the frig? Absolutely
By the way,
bizarre.
can I just say something about Sharon Stone? If Sharon Stone needs to go into a fucking dating app to get her hole, there's something fucking far wrong. Because I'm telling you right now, right? Any woman can go down to any local pub and say, I need my cavity filled. Come and see me right now. And I'm telling you right now, there'll be fucking queues at the door if Sharon Stone walking and asking for that, by the way. Without question. Right? I'm fucking telling you, she's on my laminated list that the wife's got, by the way, so fucking... Come on, get a grip. What are you on the fucking dating app for?
That's well, so he's obviously on Twitter then as well, and he get her the fucking, do you know what I mean? He's trying to slide in the DM, baby. The fucking laminated
well,
list
get her
is the
on,
laminated list.
Aye. Michelle Pfeiffer, Daryl Hannah, Arira.
Sharon Hands of Stone.
Fucking breakfast. Fucking
See them fuckers as well, right? When they're talking about who runs accounts. You know them fellas with the name and then the 12 letters, as Andy says, or the 12 fucking numbers, and they're saying well, how do you know I am a troll? Because you fucking only tweet the people on this podcast. So obviously somewhere down the line you've been infuriated enough by our opinions that you thought, I'd get these fellas, I'll sign up with a fake account and I'll tweet all 6 of them.
They've only got some like 20 tweets in fucking 4 years and stuff like that.
And they're all at fucking Tommy or fucking Ozzy or someone will you piss off, will you? For fuck's sake.
And I think it's fucking cool to call you a nonce and a fucking all the stuff that it was dated 10 years ago.
But Twitter's, we're all big boys and all, but fucking hell, how do you know I am? Fucking shut up. Ugh.
Shout out to the listeners. Guy Griffiths has nominated Sky Sports for putting Katie Taylor at number 12 in the Sports Person of the Decade. Excuse me, Katie Taylor coming in there. Oh, here we go. Adam Smith, Andy. What a year it's been for boxing on Sky Sports, rounded off with AJ regaining the heavyweight title. We also reached new audiences with over 28 million views of KSI versus Logan Paul on Sky Sports' YouTube, Twitter and Instagram channels. Bring on 2020. Shuey MC said it's been absolutely shite, Adam. The worst year for a long, long time. So basically, Smith has got to a point now where he's saying we've got 20 million views of KSI versus Logan on our YouTube, Twitter and Instagram channels. I mean, come on.
Yeah, well, good for you. Who gives a shit about that? We don't care about that. Good for you.
Did you see Richie Garner? Did you see Richie Garner's tweet to him, by the way?
No.
Richie, friend of the show, he says, Adam, I'm a British Border Control trainer and manager. I pay for Sky Sports. As my chosen second profession, I feel I must, but will honestly say I feel mugged off by the shite that Sky delivered in 2019. Pay-per-view is a con, and hardly anything trickles down to low level. Your tweet is bullshit and you know it.
Oh, brilliant.
There we go. Good old Bean himself.
Well, Steve's right, though,
nomination.
isn't he? Yeah, congratulations to us. We did so well on Instagram. Well, fuck off. What's that got to do with the fights?
Fucking still skin.
Tommy has been nominated by Judas. I'd love to take a dig off Wilder, says Tommy, just to see what it feels like. Well, he should get himself into one of them costumes, shouldn't he? Wouldn't like to know when it was coming, because I'd probably crack him first. But close the eyes and just take one in time.
He might put the missus inside one of them costumes yet.
Oh, miss Tommy, man.
If he could pick a shot, Rob, what shot would he ask for it to land on the list?
I'm not going to set it up already.
A porridge shot.
I was going to say, I don't think he'd be one to the head.
Shot of porridge.
Kane Gibson in the chat says, God forbid Wilder ever goes to Disneyland.
Oh, bodies getting laid their waste to aeroplanes.
Mickey Mouse sparked out.
Ain't nobody inside of these. Bomb Squad. Mickey Mouse go flying.
SEAL Team 6 is called, and somebody's shouting Bomb Squad in the fucking in the Disney World.
Disneyland.
I freaking children in need. Left hook's Pudsey.
Pudsey going around with two fucking bandages.
Two bandages over the eye. Oh God. Oh man. Excuse me. Let's get yourself together. Matthew J. Hunter has been nominated by JS Park 10. So many white boxing fans, especially UK white fans, hate black boxers like Clarissa Shields. See it every day on social media, and any time I do a video on her #boxing nomination. We've said our piece on that, haven't we? I think we'll move on. Here's a great fight for next year. What about this then, Ozzy? Pro boxing fans have said they want their 2020 fantasy fights. Dave Allen and Lenroy Thomas have shared 2 battles together, with the second cut short by a nasty head clash. Will we see a third fight between the pair this year? So if you thought Mark Ewells' list was bad, pro boxing fans, Ozzy, are demanding a fantasy fight between Dave Allen and Lenroy Thomas.
I don't even know what to say to that. Man, imagine asking for that. Of all the fights in the world, you want fucking Allen Thomas 3. The first fight was horrendous. The second fight ended on a cut, which was the best thing that could have happened. We definitely don't want to see a third. Fucking hell. Yeah,
Shocking.
Not happening.
Dan with 3 N's nominated that one. Trading Leather Boxing alerted me to this from Dick Hercules. Jimmy Lennon Jr. out there almost getting his ass cancelled. #MeToo. Jimmy Lennon's not very woke. During the women's fight, he said, "Our third man in the ring," and then he suddenly caught himself that Benji Estevez was in fact refereeing a fight between 2 women. Nearly got his ass cancelled. You can get sacked for less these days, Jimmy. You need to be careful. Franny550 has nominated Daniela Westbrook. Loving life, to be honest. Thanks to Anthony Fowler. Can't believe the change in my anxiety levels since Ant hooked me up with some CBD. I'd say getting back on the drug gateway is exactly what Westbrook needs. So good luck to her with that.
You can get some CBD so you can have a great left hook to give fellas a nose like Daniela Westbrook.
Trademark that, Rob, because that's going far. That's
an oldie but a goodie, that one.
The old Brian Rose nose. William Lee has nominated WBC for talking about integrity. Our year is all about integrity, says Mauricio. And then he put up a picture, did William, of the McGregor-Mayweather belt. Andy, this is a good one from you, nominating Tony Bellew. Kell Brook needs a big fight, says Bellew.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him fight Liam Smith.
Oh, I mean, the Bants, man, just, big fights. Who can I think of a big fight? Liam Smith, my Scouse brother. Get the fuck out of here, man. Liam Smith. It's a big fight for Kell Brook.
To be fair, I don't think that's the worst. I don't think Smith Brook at this stage of Brook's career would be horrendous.
I know, but a big fight, come on.
Yeah, but I don't think it's the worst. I wouldn't say it's a big fight as what we'd allude to as a big fight, but I certainly would be disappointed if that was made, playing devil's advocate. But yeah, it's not a big fight as in a world title shot or a Khan fight or something like that.
I know. It says more about Brook, I suppose, where his career's disappeared off to. That's all the ones I've got.
Exactly, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any nominations, guys? Gabe, first of all, any nominations from you?
Ooh, I've got a few.
Oh, there's so many. Anybody that's been a fuckhead about Clarissa Shields can get nominated and win for me. It could be any of them, all of them. Fucking, can we give 1 million Bellews of the week?
Might have to this week. Yeah, Ozzy, any nominations from you? I want to keep Andy on toast here. He's ready to burst.
Nothing from me.
Okay, so what about you, Rob?
Yeah, just for the PBC, they did a little segment with Andre Berto, I think, and Keith Thurman. They were talking about Errol Spence's potential comeback. First of all, they completely ignored Crawford, so they're doing it just to piss him off at this stage, like, because Crawford didn't get a mention, but they talked about potentially Danny Garcia or Keith Thurman himself or a rebuild fight. Like, or going straight into a fight with Porter or whoever the fuck is the top dog on the PBC, right? And meanwhile, they just start showing that clip again of the car coming down the road for like 50 seconds. So the clip is like 1 minute and 40 seconds. And for 50 seconds, the fucking car's flipping down the street. They just keep showing it on a reel. Like, it's hilarious. They're not letting that crash go. Poor Earl, like, suffering from fucking PA. He'll be back on the sauce, man. He'll be back on the sauce in no time. Don't leave him alone.
I tweeted him saying, "Listen, guys, thanks for reposting that video up." I says, "But I still can't see where he ejected the fucking roof. Can you help me out?"
Can we try to get a different angle from across the street, please? Freedom of information.
Just tell me where he landed. Just put a fucking arrow somewhere. He landed here. I just want to know. That's all. Not asking too much.
Yeah, talking to PBC, I don't know which card this was on. I'm trying to frantically bring this one up, Andy. You sent it earlier. It was on the Munguia O'Sullivan undercard, the women's fight. The one woman's hair starts to come off.
It was a fucking
the trainer says, "Don't worry about your weave, worry about the belt," or something like that. You can probably tell it better than me.
So fucking. Well, I've seen the video. So she's got this gold mane on her fucking head, right? And she's maybe got a hairband on as well at the same time. But something happened. And the fucking thing started to lift off, and basically she's got the B.A. Baracus fucking mohawk underneath it. So they're like, "Well, you take it off you for fuck's sake." So they just fucking ripped it off her. It's a bit like Polly Palanagi with the fucking hairdo.
Against Love More and Do when they had to cut his hair off. Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking brilliant. Oh, stupid fucking bitch.
Oh, that's a good one, man. I don't know what the girl's name is. You got any more for us?
Yeah, I've got one. Did I mention about the lawyer who was prosecuting Broner in the court for that sexual attack?
No.
Please tell me.
And AB. Yeah, we'll come back to AB on that actually.
If I hadn't, I'm fucking putting it up again. Anyway, so the prosecutor was, or the plaintiff of the attorney was Ashley Case Sletvold, said in a statement after the suit was filed, right, and I quote, "While we may never know why Mr. Broner decided to walk up to a perfect stranger and attack her, we do know he did a better job keeping his hands to himself during the Pacquiao fight than he did at Park Social with my client." In the same court case, Adrian Broner was ordered to pay over $800,000 to a sexual assault victim. You fucking mug! That's a paycheck for him, by the way. I don't think he was in court for it, but can you imagine him sitting there in court like that, just saying, "Yeah, you got me there. You got me there. I kept my hands to myself against Pacquiao." He go fucking clowned off Pacquiao. I'm like, and he did it for the hood as well, you know. Fuck me. Jesus Christ, man. AB. Absolute prick.
Well, it gets worse for him. It gets worse for him because remember the little girl from Dr. Phil that said, "Catch me outside, how about that?"
Aye.
Yeah,
aye.
Well, she went on to become a rapper called Bad Barbie. And she's got like $1 million contract, $10 million contract or something. And she's doing all this bullshit rap or whatever. But who slid in the DMs, baby? Only AB saying, "Text me, crazy girl." And then she screenshotted it, didn't she? And she's like, a grown man is trying to get into me fucking messages here. What's going on? Like, and then the whole Twitter and everyone slated him. And then Broner defended himself and said, don't nobody want to date no kid, but I thought she grown the way she act. So that sounded like the classic defense when Chris Hansen walks into the fucking room like, "Hey, take a seat." Yeah, I thought she was grown.
Did he go on to say, "Now then"?
Yeah. So it's just, you know, the inevitable downward spin for AB continues.
I want to put
the guys in the chat there, Andy. The guys in the chat are asking after the girl. Apparently, the girl with the fine head of hair is a certain Franchon Cruz Dezern. So go and look her up on BoxRec. She's 6'2", and she indeed has a fine head of hair.
Aye, well, I want to see what the fucking hair's like down below because it's fucking probably mare what she's got on top. I got one mare. So basically, remember, Terence Crawford for dogging the life out of Errol Spence on Twitter, and people are losing their fucking minds. "Oh, dude, fucking fights are made in the boardroom. You're disrespectful." People were moaning like, "Fuck, actually, that Crawford kept himself to himself. Now he's fucking talking trash. They're fucking raging about it. Get the fuck out of here, man. What you want?" He comes out and he starts slagging off BBG. fucking Davis, Tank Davis saying is, Tank Davis fought a 38 out of prime fighter with a torn Achilles and barely knocked him out. He says Gamboa hasn't fought a meaningful fight since me in 2014, and after that he got stopped by a guy with 12 losses, and out there making it seem like it's something spectacular for knocking out the likes of Gamboa. So and of course BBG couldn't fucking help himself but react. But then it was a Crawford tweets that really kind of like sunk it home to me. That guy's fucking everything that you read about. He is a proper badass, and I'm a fan of his life now actually, because even though he came to Scotland and done the business and stuff, just the way he goes about it, and his two sons are like wrestling champions. He fucking posted a picture up with him and his two sons and stuff like that, with fucking gold medals of the night, and that they won some sort of freeweight wrestling tournament. So he's fucking breeding some fucking badass sons as well. So you better fucking watch.
He's an example. He's an example of how to live his life outside the ring. Like all he does is train. He's on a strict nutrition thing. He's just
missionaries to Africa.
Yeah, no, he's not doing it. He's not hanging out in the club with the baby and then driving his Lamborghini home. He's out there doing it. Like, so, Crawford, fuck anyone bitching at Crawford making noise, whether you think he's right or not. But the Haymanites are nearly as bad as Matchroom, man. There's accounts dedicated to slagging off Crawford for not signing with Heyman when he had the chance, and like basically laughing at him for getting frozen out. But like, that has nothing to do with the fights. Like, do you know what I mean? All that's all mumbo jumbo shit. Like the fights are what counts. Like, so if he's looking for the fights, he has to be commended, doesn't he?
I like the sound of this Haymanites thing, Rob. I could join up with that. Is that a thing?
There's a guy
Haymanites on Twitter, man. They're fucking. They're like a cult, man. But he's maybe but he's obviously looking at him ironically. Like, maybe that's where I got that term from. But they're just the pro Heyman guys are nearly in the States are nearly as bad as the pro Matchroom guys. Honestly, like,
I'm aspiring to get to that level. Any more nominations for you, Andy, before we finish up?
That's it, mate. I just want to finish off by saying that I long for the day that Adrian Broner is so broke-ass fucking broke that he's living in the streets with all his belongings in a shopping cart, and I can walk up to him and hand him $10 and say, didn't he spend it all at once on fucking a bottle of tonic or something like that, or a bottle of wine? Because that's where he's heading, man. He's heading for the fucking gutter, and plus he's got 9 kids to support. It's not their fault, it's obviously as well that he does a fucking dickhead. But look at the videos of him on Twitter, man, in the club with his wife and stuff like that. His wife is black affronted, can't be arsed with him, and she's clearly just with him because it's maybe a safe option. But it's going to come home to roost for him at some point as well. And we baby G Raw, he's going to get it tight and all. I'm saying 3 years before he's fucking washed out, fucked out, looking for a handout as well.
Imagine the wife sitting at home and he takes the little one off Dr. Phil, for fuck's sake. Fucking hell, man. It's fucking ridiculous. How do
she was interested till she saw the video of him getting a budget airline, Rob.
Oh, man, that's just a car crash. Like, that's what, you can't be at that AB. Like, fucking hell, man.
Living life, old AB. Right, I'm going to go this week for the Guru, simply because that segment about him taking a dig off Wilder made me laugh the most during this segment. It was a really strong. There was a lot of good nominations. I liked Michael Buffer's one as well with Sharon Stone, but that whole business about Wilder and the Guru made me laugh. So I'm going for the Guru this week. Who are you going for, Ozzy?
Come back to me. I'm mulling it over. I'm not too sure yet.
Ozzy's still making a decision, Gabe. What about you? Maybe Jimmy Lennon Jr. For an incorrect call out, possibly pro boxing fans for asking for Dave Allen versus Lenroy Thomas 3, or could be Tony Bellew looking Brook against Liam Smith. Who are you going for, Gabe? Is Gabe even still here? I think I might have lost him, you know.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, that's really upsetting me. Oh well. Andy, what about you? Who are you going for?
Crying like a little
going
bitch.
in a brief rundown again, but the nominations were, mate.
Okay, so we've got James Kinney, who was nominated for his scorecard.
Yeah,
we've got Clarissa Shields, who got quite a few nominations. Lance Pugmire, Joe Selkirk, Prince Patel himself, Gareth A. Davis, Nick Peet, Mark Jules, who came up with that 6 fight list, Vegas Matty, who tried to take a photo of Floyd Mayweather, Michael Buffer for the Sharon Stone thing, Adam Smith for generally being an Egypt, excuse me, the Guru, Tommy Allen, Matthew J. Hunter, pro boxing fans, Jimmy Lennon Jr. for saying the third man in the ring.
I'll
Daniela
go for Adam
Westbrook.
Smith, mate. I'll go for Adam Smith for
Smith.
KSI Logan Paul comments.
Absolutely.
Pure
good
company man,
nomination there.
101. 101
Well said.
company man.
Well said. Rapping Rob Kelly, who you going for?
Oh, it's got to be AB. Fuck, you can't text the little one off Dr. Phil. Like, text me, crazy girl. Then he says, I thought she was grown. Where did you think you knew her from? She was the fucking little one on Dr. Phil, you fucking idiot. Oh, AB, yeah. Has to be him.
One
Likes
for
it
AB, one
tight.
for the Guru. Oh, it's getting tight now, isn't it? You went for Adam Smith, didn't you, Andy? So there's one apiece.
Yeah.
Aussie. You could have the deciding vote here, or you could throw in a fourth one. Who are you going for?
There'll be a BA title this week, boys. Especially if Aussie picks us up.
I'm going to go for Adrian Broner.
Oh, Brunner wins.
Good old Broner. He isn't fighting lately, but he's winning awards. Bellew of the Week for episode 355. Congratulations, Adrian Boner. Boner. Freudian slip there. Adrian Broner, indeed. Good man. Right, boys.
I can't believe we didn't nominate Clarissa Shields. Actually, that clown deserved a nomination.
she was up there.
Yeah,
she
but
was up there.
As we said, there's been no interest in women's boxing, though. You know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Equality.
Shout out to the fella who did that painting as well of Tyann Booth painting of him getting kicked out of Joshua's gym with all the paintings in the background.
Yeah.
That
was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
What was that picture of Tyann Booth with Anthony Joshua?
Yeah, the fellow that did the painting of a Booth looking up at Joshua kicking it about the gym with all the paintings in the background.
The guy's
brilliant.
Polish. The guy's Polish. He was fucking. I spoke to him last night about it. It was fucking brilliant.
Oh man, that was world class. That like the fucking expression on his face and everything, and the posters in the background, like a fucking Umar. Absolutely brilliant.
You've got Coogan saying "Be safe," and you've got Umar IFL Umar with his tiny watch, and it's blinging in the background, and everybody's fucking saying, "Look at my watch." And that. Honestly,
fucking brilliant. That guy's a genius. Whoever did that.